File handling is one of the core features in Java that allows you to create, read, update, and delete files from within your program. Java provides robust APIs to handle file operation using streams. So you can use file handling for logging system outputs, reading configuration files, writing reports or logs, or storing persistent data into a files like CSV, TXT, or JSONs. So there is a concept called a stream in Java, which represents a sequence of data. So it is used to read from or write to files. So streams are of two types, that is byte stream and character stream. Byte stream is for binary data like images or videos, and a character stream is for a textual data. So we have seen a byte stream in serialization concept. We can utilize these classes in serialization. Like if you want to serialize or deserialize, you can use these stream classes like a file input stream and file output stream. Then we have a character stream classes like file reader, file writer, buffer reader, and buffer writer. So let's see byte stream thing, like we have input stream and output stream. Input is for reading data, output stream is for writing data. So both like used to read or write bytes of data from source or data to destination in case of output stream. So we have file input stream, buffered input stream, object input stream. Again, in case of output stream, we have file output stream, buffer output stream, and object output stream, which we already seen in serialization video. So let's see how we can read a file in Java. So first thing, we need to import package java.io, and within that we have like file reader, writer, and all. So first, pass the file into file reader. So whatever the file you want to read or write, like in case of file reader, we need to pass the file. Either it can be a text, CSV, or a JSON. So first pass the file into a file reader class. Like then the same, either you can create object and pass it to buffer reader, or directly you can use these things. So directly add file reader with path to buffer reader, and using buffer reader object, use a read line method to read the lines and iterate over it. Like before iterating, make sure that it has some value. So if it is not null, then print the line. Once a thing is done, like close the buffer reader object. So again, this can be utilized for reading logs, files, config files, or reports. So in the same way, writing into a file. So in case of a reader, we have used a buffer reader. Here we need to use buffer writer. The same thing, like whatever the file you want to utilize or you have to write into. So you have to pass it to a file writer. Then using buffer writer, like pass that file writer to buffer writer. Then using the buffer writer object, use a write method to write a message into a file. And if you want, you can have a new line method. So it will go to a next line. Then again, you can use the things like you can iterate over the list, and you can print, or depending upon your use cases, you can utilize a write method and new line method. Once things are done, close the file. Again, the same case, in case of buffer reader, you utilize it for reading files or logs. So same thing, if you want to write into a logs or exporting reports, you can utilize buffer writer. So for binary files, the same approach. You need to have input stream. So input and output stream. Input is to get the details, and output is to copy the details. Like if you want to write into a file, use output stream. Again, in the serialized concept, what we have seen is like whatever the object we want to serialize it, we were using file output stream and passing the object into a file output stream, then writing it to a file. Then again, if you want to deserialize, you can use file input stream. Once everything is done, you can close the things. So in the modern way, we have a neo class, like you can use files directly. So files and get the path. So to get the path, you use paths and pass the required file and destination, and then that has to be inputted to the files dot read only lines. Then using method reference operator, you can read the lines. So this is one case, and also you can use for loops and all, or for all while loops and all. So this is about file handling. So let's see some example in Eclipse now. So here is example. So I have utilized FileWriter, FileReader, and Neo class as well. So first, I'll be writing a list. Like I have names here as Bob and Charlie. So this list I will be writing into a file. So I'm using BufferedReader. So everything I have enclosed within try catch block, and in finally block I am closing the class. So first create a writer object. So for that I'll be passing file writer. So file I have used a string here. So this is where I have file. Then writing into a file. So I'm just iterating over the list and writing into a file using writer object. I have a write method and new line method. So it will write into first line, then again go to the next next line and then print the list data. Then using buffer reader, I'll be reading the data. So here you can see I have used file reader and passed the file, and I'm checking whether it has value or not. If it has, then print it using sysout. The same way I'm using files here using read all lines method. I'm passing paths. The same file I'll be passing. Then using method reference operator, I'm printing the lines. So let me execute this and see what we get. So first writing into files. So this is what I'm doing, writing into a files. Then data will be returned here. Then in the next means I have two approach, one using buffer reader and file reader. So I'll be reading the data. Then same thing like using Neo, I'll be reading. So these are the two approaches. This is a modern way. So yeah, this is all about file operations in Java. So use try with resource to auto close stream and handle IO exception using try catch block or using throws keyword, and use buffered classes for better performance and avoid hard coding file paths in your program. Then prefer Neo APIs for advanced operation and all. Thanks for watching.